Today, let's take that sea shanty.
One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
And make it a little bit more trap.
May the Wellerman come.
While making this video, I'm going to show you how to get your trap drums to perfection. How to make those 808s grumble. And of course, it wouldn't be trap without some beautifully auto-tuned vocals. Alright, it's time to set this ship a sail. Here we go! Okay, so I've dragged in the audio. Because this is done without a metronome, the BPM technically changed the whole time. But you can see there, now that we have it at the right BPM, we can use the grid.
Name of the ship was a belly of tea.
So that's what we're working with. So with trap, drums are the foundations. Hi-hats are what makes trap trap. Words, right? Let's get our kick in first. We can have like a small kick and then we can have a larger kick. So they're tapping along with the verse.
Ship that fit to sea.
Bring down the upper end as well, because there's meant to be a chest. And when you bang your chest, there's not much high end ringing out.
Was a belly of tea.
Copy those kicks across. Bar of silence before the last one when we come in.
Billy boys blow.
I wish they didn't have that little snare here. Maybe I'll just cut it.
Blow my Billy boys blow.
It's a little bit nicer, a little bit tighter. Okay, let's get some trap snare sounds, and that's a nice clap. Ooh, I want to save that one for later. And that's nice. Trap snare sound. Okay, I wonder if we had a small kick on the end of two. Okay, let's find some trap hi-hats and slice them up and just throw in our typical 16s. Oh, I'm gonna save that roll. Okay, let's get this hi-hat in. I'm gonna hold a few different tracks for different rhythms. Okay, let's copy across our 16s. Oh, it's so beautiful. Have you ever heard something so beautiful? That's pure nectar right there. Let's just copy across these claps, and then we've got our kicks as well. Let's just keep going. Boom, boom, ka. So this is a very typical trap. We're on the one, we're on the and of two. Then in the second bar, we're on the and of one, the and of two. Boom, boom, ka. Boom, boom, ka. I'm going to mute the hi-hats that hit with the snares. We need an extra little snare hit at the end. So what I'm going to do is find maybe a different snare sound again. In this situation, maybe having like 2 or 3 snares. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Cool. Let's duplicate that guy. And that's our first 4 bars, right? We weren't counting in double time. They would only be 2 bars. Let's put in an open hi-hat. So on the syncopated beats of 1 and 2 and which I talk about quite a bit in my drum tutorial, which I'll leave a link to up there, which is from last week. I need an open hi-hat. I'm liking the Wonder Girl one. Let's throw this in. So for here, it's on the 2 and the 4. I'm going to pan this guy. So what I do is get stereo pan, go to the bottom, drag it up into 1 point. So you're only hearing at 1 point, basically mono, same as mono. Drag it to the right and bring it out the same place as we have the hi-hats. Cool. All right, then we copy those across. And we have a beautiful bunch of open hi-hats, which because they're on the offbeat are syncopated. The kick makes you feel the downbeat, so you kind of get people feeling forward. The syncopated beat is when people come back. So kick, open hi-hat, kick, and then you get the bounce. This is really a dancing tutorial. Another tip with open hi-hats, let's mute the 4th one and mute those guys. Gives a bit more space. Cool, and then the last one, let's give it an extra bit of a a bit of difference, you know, different sounds. It's all about layers, like onions and Shrek.
Ogres have layers.
Well, that's a cool sound. Soul surplus. So we're adding a sound. Ba ba ba. I've actually changed my mind. Let's have this really cool sound just hit at the end, and then we'll have the snare guys happen twice. And here's a tree. Let me change that Wonder Girl sample. So we're gonna go back to open hi-hats. It's all trial and error. I think that was my biggest fear when I started producing, was I didn't want to make mistakes. And the more you practice, the more you realize, the more the more you do, the better you get. Because you'll more often than not be able to make the right choice first time off, but you're also not afraid to make mistakes. This might work. Now I want some of those rolls, some of those 32s. Yeah, having one of these guys right before that. Maybe at the same time. Once again, trial and error. Let's throw some things in. It's too predictable on those 4s. Throwing them in random places. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. No worries. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's put some pan in this guy, make him go crazy. Sound Toys have a lovely plugin, Pan Man. Get a bit of Pan Man. We're going to make him go side to side, so anytime he hits, go brrrah. One more snare sound. That will just beef it up. Maybe just an actual snare, something a little bit nicer. Oh yeah, a bit more low end than him. Snare's not really giving me enough. Give me more. Cinematic pop. This guy has such a beautiful thud. It's insane. It's just huge and it just grounds you. You know what I mean? All right, I'm pretty happy with those drums. Software instrument. Let's get time for the 808s. Here's one I made earlier. Okay, now I have no musical equipment with me today because I'm not at home, so I'm gonna have to use a key roll. Nice.
Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum.
That was all right. That wasn't too bad in the end. Starting in A flat. A flat.
May the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Paying too much attention to what I was singing. We always want our kicks and our 808 to line up nicely. Okay, cool. Let's leave that there for a minute. And what I'm going to do is throw in some impacts and risers just to give us a bit more oomph on the downbeats, and the risers to give us a bit more feel like we're going somewhere. Cymbal for the downbeat. Another cymbal that's actually a swell cut in half. And we have white noise risers. Okay, let's fill it out with a bit more texture. I want to do a little bit of a synth guy. I'm just going to like an airy exhale from output. Little diddly.
One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Let's try different notes.
Take our leave and go.
Absolutely beautiful. Really simple. Fade it out towards the end. Okay, so let's put a sidechain compressor on that. So what's going to happen is anytime the kick hits, the volume of this file is going to turn down. Hit sidechain, go to audio, input, find the kick that we want. Kick trap, there we are. I think this would sound better here.
May the Wellerman come.
Yeah, that sounds way better. Let me just match up the kick with that.
May the Wellerman come.
What about some cheeky little vocals? Leave and go. Got the lyrics. Here we go. Pitch corrector. Release to a 0 and we're good to go. AdLibs.
May the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Sugar mama. Pure amazing. And we'll have one AdLib out the right, one AdLib out the left. Sugar mama.
May the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Take a leave and go. I want that sugar, tea, rum. I do like that line. Let's just put that in the right.
May the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Does anyone else kind of like that? You need to get rid of the empty silence, so just go to your dynamics, noise gate, then anytime it goes below a certain decibel, or we won't be able to hear it.
Hey, the weatherman.
Noise gates, very important. Okay, now we have lots of colors. All right, let's have a listen to the full thing. It'd be rude not to. This is a sea shanty trap version. If you want to see more things like this, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and bell notification button because I release weekly videos. And I also make these live over on Twitch, so if you want to learn more, that's the place to go. I can answer all your questions over there. Without further ado, let's set sail. Let's put the wind. What are like things, phrases? Let's have a listen. It'd be rude not to. Here we go.
Ship that put to sea, the name of the ship was a belly of tea. The winds blew up her bow, dipped down below, my billy boys blow.
May the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Remix. Land ahoy.